Welcome back. The title of this mini lecture is The Enlightenment, Part 2. Let's get into it. So, the goal here is to talk about 5 terms that, as you read more about this era, the goal is to really, again, help to better understand what you're reading and to be able to kind of make connections. So, let's address these terms. So, the first term is deism. All right, so again, when it comes to the Enlightenment era, right, it's a broad-based movement. You've got different phases. We're looking at the 18th century, right? This isn't just politics. There's a lot of different aspects of this. There's certainly aspects of religion and gender and really any number of things. The general view, of course, is with reason, society can progress, right? This is the idea. So there was kind of opposition to larger institutions, and that is something that happens in terms of opposition to monarchies, but it's also something that happens in terms of religion. So one of the things that you will see some who embrace the Enlightenment embrace is what's called deism. So deism is a view that basically God set the world up, that God started the world running, and that God basically left it alone to run on natural law. Okay? So deists, the way that it was often described to me when I was in school is imagine it as if God was a clockmaker, right? Or a watchmaker, and wound it up and then started it and then left it alone. Now, again, this kind of religious view or this kind of overall approach is something that would not be embraced by everybody within society at the time. But again, it reflects, I think, some of the aspects of where Enlightenment philosophy and religious focus was. All right. Number 2, slavery. One of the things that we need to reconcile ourselves to is the idea that while there would be individuals who would embrace the Enlightenment movement to the hilt, seeking benefits for themselves, it does not mean that they always linked the goals of the Enlightenment with abolitionism. It was entirely possible within the context of the 1700s to support visions or views of liberty and concepts of quote-unquote freedom, while also enslaving people. While today we might have some serious issues, because slavery's bad, I hope we can all agree. However, right? However, for some at the time, the view was that they could hold both of those together. So that is true certainly in America during the time of the Revolution. It's also true in France by the end of the 18th century as well. Now, there will be a movement towards abolition, but that's going to go back and forth. And again, abolitionism will come, but it will take a long time. Now, the other element with slavery is, and aspects of race, is that just because someone within the context of this era might believe in abolitionism, they might believe in the end of slavery, or they might believe that slavery is fundamentally wrong, which it is, it doesn't mean that that individual might believe in what we might define as racial equality today. Okay, so it was possible as well not to believe in that at that time. So again, this is all views from that time. All right. Third point, salons and coffee houses. So if you were going to engage as a member of the bourgeois or the sort of or petit bourgeois, the middle class, or if you were, fairly more well-to-do, it would depend on that, where you would get information, where you would get access to writings in the era of the Enlightenment. And in the context of some of the cities where the Enlightenment would grow, in places like London, if you were more middle class, you might, at a coffee house, be able to debate the nature of some of these cultural or social or religious views. In Paris or in France, you might have a meeting space at a chateau. If you were more well-to-do, what was referred to as a salon. Now, the fourth term for us is revolution, right? Or the American Revolution. So by the time you get to the end of the 18th century, you're going to see the expansion of the Enlightenment into revolutionary activity. Certainly works like Thomas Paine's Common Sense, a reflection of this. And you'll also see for our fifth term, of course, the French Revolution, which we will address at another time. Thank you very much.